Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Mermaid Portal. I'm Carly. This is Owning Authenticity. And in today's video, I want to talk again about what is the work of this Mermaid Portal, of this place between worlds. We have left behind the old. We are not yet the new. What are we supposed to do? I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. I kind of did know it. But yeah, this space, what's it for? What's it for? And I am also very excited to offer you a bonus at the end of this video. The last like 20 minutes or so is the cards that I pulled to like really pull this message into focus. So I went through and unpacked those cards with you guys at the end of the video before I recorded this part. So now here I am doing the beginning part. So yeah, that's kind of weird. I already talked to you, but now here we are. I got real clear on what is it that is meant to come through in this particular message for those people who are finding it in their right now moment. And it is that we need to talk about the release. The art of release is what came just then. The art of the release of the old. It's like a whole skill set to let yourself release the old, to let yourself break into the new, to let yourself leave behind something that you know is not right for something that you don't even know what it is. Like the act of faith that is to step into the nothingness. I just cannot be more proud of anybody who is willing to take a risk like that on themselves. Like you deserve a gigantic pat on the back if you've ever stood in the nothingness, ever, even just one time. And there's plenty of opportunity to stand in the nothingness on the regular and continue to let more and more and more of your real self actualize into the physical. And so using this mermaid portal space, using this space of nothingness, which is another way to say this blank canvas. You know, like, yes, it's nothing, but in the nothingness, like there's nothing but pure potential. There's 100% potential. That's all. You can have whatever you want. You can make it whatever you want. You can put whatever you want on the canvas. Nothing in the new world has to resemble the old world. Nothing. Nothing. But the things that existed in the old world, they will by default move into your new world unless they are properly released. And when I say properly, please don't get hung up on like, oh shit, here we go. There's a recipe, like, gotta do it just right. Like, I mean, on all levels. When I say properly, I mean deeply released, like released from the fabric of your being. Released from your nervous system, released from your sleep, released from all levels of you. You know, it may be somewhat simple to walk away from a situation, especially in the heat of the moment. Anger is very useful for this. You walk away and you're like, I'm never going back. And then you know, in time, that anger can subside, or other levels of you, other parts of yourself that need things that are in the old world. There is this opportunity to like go back because you only released it in your conscious state, you know? And I feel like that's just like one teeny little bit of like who we really are, is like who we consciously know ourselves to be. So to fully and deeply release something means to let it come up and out of your body. And what that looks like is probably crying. Probably crying or laughing can also do some of this same work. You're clenching your stomach muscles in both of those, I think is, I don't know exactly what's going on in there energetic center wise, but like the fact that you're crying and like working those muscles to cry it out, and like letting the energy dissolve into the tears and releasing it that way, or the laughter, like a deep belly laugh of like catch yourself off guard and like big laugh, that can create some of the same like breaking through kind of effect to break up the density of the old world so that it can be released in little parts of it. To think that this is kind of the art of the release is that you know that it's an incremental process. You know that the walking away in the physical is just step number one. And after that is where I won't even say the real work begins, because truly the walking away in the physical is the hardest part. Truly, getting into the nothingness is the hardest part. But the second hardest part is being in the nothingness, right? Like it's not sunshine and roses. It's actually the exact opposite of that. This is one of the cards we got for regeneration, acceleration, change, and shamanic wisdom. And those are like lightning bolts on there. And darkness, where, right, like there isn't a lot to see in the nothingness. There's pure potential. And that is something that actually helps in the emotional release of like what is stuck inside of your body. Becoming aware of that is an incremental process and is supported through the light shining on the other side of the tunnel, like the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And one of the other cards that I got for today was the Eight of Cups, and it was clarified with the High Priestess. And for this, I very much take it as, right, we left something behind that was no longer serving us. We made the choice to leave it behind and to move towards a brighter horizon, and clarified by the High Priestess, meaning we cannot see what is glowing so brightly over the horizon. We just can't. We're moving on faith. That is a very real part of this particular activation portal. Of course, there's lots of ways to operate in the 3D. This way, though, it is truly about how big is your faith? How much can you trust that if you can feel it, then it is true? Like that is the true work of being willing to stay long enough in the in-between based on my intuition is telling me that right over there, there is a big thing that I am going to want to be fully open and ready for. And therefore, I am no longer willing to stay over here, and I will put myself into a place of pure potential. I will work on releasing any of my blocks that are keeping me from my pure potential. So it's like the light at the end of the tunnel, like down here, I can see it, and it's like lighting up like brighter and brighter. The longer I'm in the tunnel, the longer I'm in like the Mermaid Portal, Portal. It's hard to say. The Mermaid Portal. The longer you're in there, the brighter the light at the end of the tunnel is getting, as far as like you being able to really see what is it that's glowing so brightly down there at the end of the tunnel. And the brighter it grows, right? The pipeline between you, where you are now, and the light at the end of the tunnel that is over here that I can see, like the new world is coming. I can feel that this is over there. I can, kind of hear the distant noise that there's something over there. I can see the lights, it's shining. There's something over there. What is it? I have no idea. No idea. But the brighter it gets, the more I can see that actually the pipeline between where I am now and over there, it's kind of like there's a block. There's a block in the tunnel, there's a block in the pipeline that is obscuring my view of what is down there. That like the more that down there lights up and is coming to me with information of what is down there, little bits and pieces of the vision of what is down there, as it tries to come to me, it has to go around the blocks that are still in the pipeline. And that is what this video is about, is the blocks that are still in the pipeline and the release process that will have to occur so that those can dissolve, those can come out of there. And I'm going to talk through what I was seeing this morning as far as the common theme of a few different situations. You gotta love the tapestry that is life, as far as like the way one issue or one common thread can come up, like in this relationship and this relationship and this thing and this space and this other thing. Like it's like they're all saying the same thing because it's all a reflection of you. So yeah, the way that it can like really bring it together for you. And what I saw was that I have a block in my ability to receive. You know, like it blows my mind that like people spend their time with me for free. Like that let me say that better, that like a professional, like a lawyer, for example, it's like someone who charges like an outrageous fee for their time and do not do free consultations. Like that's not their practice. And yet, bam, here's 30 minutes of free assistance. There you go. Like, what? What? Like that coming to me was it was activating. It was so activating. The fact that this person would spend their time with me for free when it's the same time that they normally charge a lot of money for. And the fact that they would do that felt like this huge tidal wave of abundance that was incredibly activating. And what did I do with it? But I felt like I have to pay this forward. Like I just received so much for 30 minutes of free legal advice. Like that's just incredible. And that is where the activation form came from, was I received this free 30 minutes and I was like, I have got to pay this forward. And turns out I just really love getting to read those activation forms and getting to choose like, who am I going to do sessions with? And I've set it up so that I get to do one of those sessions every 2 weeks. And I've already done the first one. The second one is next week. And it is good that they are only one every 2 weeks, because as much as the other person might be activated by the session, by the activation session, you kind of hope that that's what happens, activated as far as like having pathways open into their new reality to be able to take action into their new reality. I was activated by the first one that I did. And I'm guessing that that's really the core of it, is that it is a continual activation process of being able to receive free abundance, you know, like the way that people want to give. Like another piece that I saw in my new world is that there is someone coming who wishes to give me the gift of travel, that like they want to travel with me such that they will pay for themselves and me to go on these experiences, and that they wouldn't even consider letting me help pay for it. No, this is my gift to you. This is what I want to do. Like, please let me do this. Back off. Let me do this. Let me give you this gift. And I'm sitting there like, wow, I have never gotten a trip paid for like that. As far as like maybe somebody offered. If they did, I don't even remember, because it was so not going to happen. Like, there's no way. Like, if I go on a trip with someone, even someone that I'm romantically with at the time, like they're going to pay for theirs and I'm going to pay for mine. Like, that's what's fair. And this person is like, oh no, you don't. And so that is down there at the end of the tunnel. These people who want to spend their time with me for free. This one comment that I got one time, that like on a 7-hour video of mine, it's the longest video I ever released. It was a bunch of shorter videos like put into one to do a 7-hour deep dive into the Aries North Node. I really just let myself go there. And somebody commented and was like, I've been watching this all day. Thank you so much. It's really great. And like told me a bunch of great things about the video. And I was just like, you spent all day listening to me talk? Like, what? Like, that's wild to me. And then you've got, okay, so then there's 2 other people who are coming into my world more and more and more, where they're wanting to have conversations with me, where they help to clarify my ideas. They help to like bring to light what is true. Like they want to collaborate and have these conversations with me. And then they want to just let me take everything that came out in our conversation and I can use it wherever I want in any of my content. I'm like, I feel like we're in the little river mining for gold and we have we're panning for gold. We have our little baskets and we're doing this and we're finding little gold nuggets, and every time they find one, they take it and they put it in my pocket. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And it's interesting because I think, there are people out there who give, and maybe even without realizing it, like it's not necessarily malicious or anything, but as they give, they have these energetic strings that are now attached to you like a spider's web, like you're fucking stuck. And I don't like it. I'm allergic to those. I'm allergic to that in general, as far as like these hidden expectations of, I'm going to give you this and you're going to give me this. Now I've got you on my hook because you took my present. And like, dude, no, that doesn't go with my sovereignty. That's like oil and water with my sovereignty, is to be on somebody else's energetic hook because they wanted to give me something. Now, if you want to give me something from the openness of your heart into the openness of my heart, then go for it. Give it to me. I'll receive it. I want to practice receiving whatever it is that people want to give me, and to stand in my sovereignty all at the same time, as far as like, I will receive whatever it is that you want to give me other than your expectations of me. Like you don't get to have expectations just because you want to give me this thing, including your attention, including your money, including your faith, your trust, your loyalty. Like you can give me whatever you want and I don't owe you anything, right? Like being able to stand in my sovereignty, I give what I am inspired to give. I let the overflow of my own heart pour in whatever direction it wants to go, right? Like that feels really important to me, and feels like that is a big piece of what this block is in my pipeline between where I am now and this future reality where people are throwing money and time and expertise and travel and like all of this abundance, like some of it money, most of it not, most of it things money can't even buy, like it just is mind blowing how much people want to give me in my new reality. And in order to get to my new reality, what I have to do is dissolve this tumor, this block in my pipeline that believes I have to pay my own way. I have to support myself. That hyper independence, I think, is like something that block is made of. I don't even fully know yet what that block is made of, but I do know that this morning, listening to the song Glorious by Macklemore, it's linked in the description, it says, won't let self get in my way. And I just started bawling. Like the download came in that instant that like, I love this. It is all about you and it is not about you at all. Okay? Do you follow me? It is all about you and it's not about you at all. Okay? So those two things are exactly true all at the same time. Love it. It's just like a jackpot of a realization, because what I mean by that, number one, it is all about you because your guidance system, your physical vessel, your visceral sensation experiences, your guidance from your higher self can only be felt through your physical body. So you being tuned in to yourself, it is all about you. Recording this as a little add-in because I never did finish this point, but it is all about you and it is not about you at all. It's not about you at all. Right, this is where I got off on the Glorious song by Macklemore of like, do not let self get in the way. It's not about you. It isn't about the individual named Carly Wharton. It's not. And when these videos are a perfect example of like pretty much every single one of these Mermaid Portal videos that I've released recently have at least one comment, sometimes multiple comments on them that say, I needed to hear this right now. Like sometimes they even say like, this is the message I prayed to hear. Like I prayed for a sign. Thank you so much. Like it is not about you. It's really not. Like the things that you're inspired by, the bright horizon that you can feel glowing over there and you don't really know what it is, follow that inspiration, because you living out that inspiration is for the all. It is all about you, and it's not about you at all. Those are both true. It's all such an incremental process of the light at the end of the tunnel getting brighter and brighter, which is to say getting more and more clear on where it is that we're going in our new world. And as that gets brighter and brighter, we see what is in the way of us getting to our new world. So this is where, again, radical rest theory comes into play, because when we are still really tied up in the old world, when we are still mentally participating in the old world, even though physically maybe we haven't participated there in quite a while, even like years maybe, we're still mentally there. So the physical walking away, yes, that's step number one. And then step number two is about the full body release of the old. And radical rest theory, putting yourself on bed rest when you enter into the nothingness, letting yourself sit still long enough that you can let the dust settle in your grid and you have clear view. Clarity is our natural state. And if we will let the dust settle, if we will sit still and not demand of ourselves for long enough, clarity will return. It has to. When you stop stirring up the dust, clarity will be natural. So coming up out of the old on all levels, that is what the work of the Mermaid Portal is all about. And one of those ways for a full body release is crying and is laughter. And as much as you can do of both of those, I cannot recommend enough. And I honestly think that the more we're willing to rest, the more we're willing to slow down and truly hear our own perspective, which is to kind of say like our own inner child's perspective. They have some really big feelings sometimes and some really complicated stories to tell you. Complicated just meaning like there's a lot to it. There's a lot of different factors that led to them believing what they believe. And so it's not going to be like a, hey, what's up? Like, here's 5 words and like you just totally get where you're at. Like the process of really becoming aware and deepening into your own awareness of what is even true for you, that takes time, and it takes a stillness and a compassion towards yourself that says, I'm willing to spend the time on you. I'm willing to be here with you in the unknown. I'm willing to sit with you, even though we have no idea what we're doing. We have no idea what's coming next. We don't even really know what we're supposed to be doing in this moment, but we're here and we're together. Like that Stand By You song by Rachel Platten, like letting your inner adult sing that to your inner child, letting your spiritual support sing that to your physical self, like that mentality of, we don't need to see the path ahead to know that like we have our own back. We are willing to show up and advocate for what is right for us. And the strength that it takes to do that, again, just know that like I see you. Anybody swimming around in the Mermaid Portal, like I see how strong you are because of the strength I know it takes to bust out of the atmosphere of your old life. Right? The strength that I know it takes to come face to face with like, what is the tumor in the way of you receiving what already exists for you? It's got your name on it. Like there's just a little bit of healing that needs to happen and the pathway is wide open. Like really all that's ever happening is your own expectation of what is right for you, what you deserve to have your life be, your expectation opening up into a big enough, wide enough avenue, space, capacity to truly receive what is waiting for you over there. The universe has a lot in escrow for you. Like Abraham Hicks always said, like enough to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. Like I am officially understanding what she means by that, because I am at this point like manifesting an amount of money that like it's reminding me of Brewster's Millions. Like it's like almost impossible to spend it all, like it's like the problem of I can't spend it fast enough. Like I just can't unload this fast enough because I have no intention of becoming a billionaire. I'm going to make trillions of dollars and I'm never going to be a billionaire. Check it out. Because you can't be a billionaire if you don't keep all that money. And why would anyone keep billions of dollars? What the fuck do you need that for? Like what are you doing? Like with it, that doesn't even make sense. So yeah, trillions of dollars coming out, coming into my grid, trillions of dollars going back out. I'll probably become a millionaire in the process simply because you can't give it away fast enough to not become a billionaire. Your like full-time job is how to give it away fast enough so that you don't hit billionaire status. Like accumulating it so fast that you just have to put it back out there. That is where I'm headed. And so, yeah, I have a lot of expanding to do and little tumors to heal as far as get out of the way of like my own limiting beliefs, like my self-limiting beliefs. You have to get out of the way because trillions of dollars is what's coming to me so that I can give away trillions of dollars, so that I can invest trillions of dollars inside of spaces and places and people who are doing work that is driven by a soul level inspiration, right? That's driven by their God self. They're doing their work of their higher self, even if they have no idea how to use language like that, right? Giving money to as many different spokes on the wheel of healing and bringing as many people into a place of knowing that their life is a paradise, knowing that heaven is a real place and it's right here, right now. You're living it right here, right now. And heaven or hell is just as real, and it also could be existing right here, right now. I've lived in hell for many, many years, and now I live most of the time in heaven, and I am opening up even more of my own self-limiting beliefs that are keeping this abundance from me. And it is my pleasure to get to take this journey with you and get to kind of like a scientist, like be reporting from the ground of like how this is all about to unfold, because buckle your seatbelts. Like this is just the beginning. Family, this is just the beginning. Like here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that is the message, is emotional release. Okay, you gotta let it go on many levels. You gotta, like, when you want to cry about it, you let that shit out. Listen to me, you let that out. Do it now. Do not, I repeat, do not hold in your tears. That is the most counterproductive bullshit that you can practice in the Mermaid Portal and really in your new life as well. Do not bottle a single thing. Like let it all come through, as much as will come through. If you can get yourself to start crying, milk that for all it's worth. Call on the next thing. What else can I release right now? What else can I release right now? What else can I release right now? And sit there and hold yourself for 30 minutes as you let go of one thing after another, after another, after another. And then you have a nap, and then you wake up, and there is more open space in your grid. There is one less little tumor of resistance in your pipeline between you and your new world. Let it come out. That is the prescription inside the Mermaid Portal, especially for those of you that are getting this message. And up next, like I mentioned at the beginning, this is a bonus of I pull cards to help me fine tune the message. I get a very broad sense of urgency that it's time to deliver a message, and I let it come through in whatever channel capacity, whatever wants to be expressed. And these cards really help me to like put a point on it, right? Like to really draw out and circle around like what are the main messages meant to exist in this particular video. And so I've been doing that for all of these channeled messages, and today I thought it would be super fun if I shared that with you, if I unpacked the cards on video and you got to look at them too, and you got to see like what did I see before I made this message. So if you hang with me, that's what we're going to be doing. It's some more to deepen and contemplate pretty much what we talked about in this video so far. So, you know, I don't know how many more new messages there are, but even just the cards themselves are beautiful. And if you want to hang out, you feel free. I'm over there. I'm already over there. That already happened. You know, time's not real. It's all out of order. Oh, I would do a closing, but I'm still here. So, you know, without further ado, hello, welcome to this little bonus that I thought would be kind of fun. So when I do these channeled messages, I like to get a couple cards to really help me fine tune the specific pieces that are so potent in what it is that I'm feeling. I feel a very broad potency, and then the cards can really bring it into pretty clear focus. And so everything that you've just watched, I haven't recorded yet. This is what I'm doing first. I'm laying out the cards. I'm catching a vibe, as the guy says on Swimming Through the Void. Love him. So I thought it would be fun to share it with you guys and to kind of just like unpack them as I go. Just so you know, I have 4 of these cards. I'll put the names of the 2 decks down below. The other one is the Light Seers Tarot, but this one is like an oracle card, crystal and plant healing kind of vibes. So I have 4 of those, and I have 4 tarot cards from Light Seers deck, and then I have a stack of clarifiers. Caught the bottom of that 5 of Cups. But I have a stack of clarifiers that we're going to use to clarify this message. So lean on back and unpack a little bit further everything that just came out in what you just watched, the part that I haven't recorded yet because I haven't done this part. It's so delicious. I just felt really good to let you guys in on it. So here we go, unpacking the oracle cards and the tarot cards. The question that I ask, and then I let the cards pop themselves out, is what is the most potent medicine or healing that can come through this message today? Most potent. What belongs in here? You know, show me the pieces. I know what I'm feeling. I know what I'm personally going through. But the cards definitely, like I said, they give us a vibe. Okay, and I'm gonna read these and then show them to you. So this is fulgurite and rosebay willow herb with regeneration, acceleration, change, and shamanic wisdom, with lightning and darkness and beautiful things that exist in the full spectrum of this human paradise that we get to live in, this earth paradise. Acceleration, I am definitely feeling that with Pluto coming to Aquarius in January of 2024. I'm recording this in November of 2023. So we are in the final days of Pluto in Capricorn. That's been 15 years transit in the full unfolding of it. And the old structures that are not sustainable for what's coming in the future are crumbling. And that is what we are seeing with Pluto wrapping up its time in this earth sign, moving into Aquarius. There is a huge acceleration of everyone stepping into their full individual power. Like, we need as many people as possible to be in their God self, like on a daily basis. Like, this is the mission as far as I'm concerned at this point. And I know there's a lot of us working on it. So the next one is the diamond ray. Love that. I've been using the diamond emoji a lot lately. With diamond light body, high frequency activations, and planetary grid work. You guys, look at it. Look how pretty. High frequency activations and planetary grid work. That will probably be something that you already heard about, is the crying episode that I had in the shower just now. That, like, Holy moly, the emotional release of, oh, I already talked about it. I know I did. I know I'm going to put that in there. So yeah, we don't need to get into that, but like the big body release, the high frequency activations of like, how do those new higher frequencies come into your grid other than to let go of what is in your grid right now? You open up space and you let those new frequencies come into you. My beliefs. This is so perfect. The next one is Fairy's Orders with rest, replenish, and release guilt. That is the name of the game in the Mermaid Portal. I draw that one a lot. Since I got this deck, that is like one of the first cards that I became very familiar with, because I get that message. I get like a Four of Swords, a rest kind of card, like all the time. The Hanged Man, like just pause, just be, you know, like I get that all the time. So yeah, it definitely filters out into my messages here. This last one that we have is the Green Man and Moss Agate with ritual and ceremony, new spirit guides, and tree wisdom. New spirit guides, I definitely have been feeling an expansion of my spiritual support all of this year. 2023 was the year of spiritual support. That was the mantra that I chose to work with on a daily basis, because I felt this pull into non-physical. I felt this pull into the astral. That is a whole nother story that is also unfolding. And as it gets a little further, we will definitely share it with you. That's what we do here. Okay, so now we're going to bust open these tarot cards. And the first one that we have is the Eight of Cups, walking away from something that you've released towards a bright, new, sunshiny day. Is that not also exactly what we do in the Mermaid Portal? Like, yeah, that's what we did. We released it. And like, how bright is the brightness of the brightness? Oh, it's bright. It's real bright. It's real bright over there. And that's exactly probably what we talked about as well, because the way that the light at the end of the tunnel lights up, what is in the way? Like, what is the clog in the pipe? And when the light on the other side is kind of dim, or when you feel like you're really just in darkness, like maybe you're still in the old world experience and you can't even really get a sense of like, there is something better than this. But by the time you're in the Mermaid Portal, you're there because you know for a freaking fact that there's something better than this. Okay. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. I may not be seeing it in the physical, but like, look I'm feeling it inside myself. So I know it's real. And the willingness to walk away, to come out of the darkness of the old world, the density and the heaviness of the old world, and to enter into the space of nothingness. Eight of Cups, that is truly all it takes to like really unleash the brightness of what is going on the other side. What is the light at the end of the tunnel? What is the brightness of the new world that you're feeling that is pulling you out of the old? And I know we talked about this, is that it's not about you. It is not about you. It is all about you, and it is not at all about you. And both those things are true. And I hopefully explained how in the video you just watched. Okay, our next tarot card is Ten of Swords. Love that. I love this Ten of Swords especially because the traditional Rider-Waite has the person like on the ground with 10 swords in their back, like they're fucking toast. Okay, like it didn't go well, and it's the excess of an energy, and it's not good. It's not a good energy, you know, head full of really painful thoughts, kind of thing, like a mindset that feels like a torture device that's fitted to the inside of your brain. That's what my anxiety has felt like in the past. And the Ten of Swords, I love this one where, like, again, she has her back turned and she is looking towards a brighter place. She is moving forward in her mindset. She is downsizing her thoughts and keeping only the ones that are supported. And last but not least, we have the Tower. So that, I think, speaks for itself and actually reminds me a lot of the lightning strikes that we have going on here. So I wonder, like, were there lightning strikes in the video you just watched? I hope so. I'm an activator after all. Like, it's my most favorite thing to create action on what's ready to move forward right now. And with that, you know, check out the link to the activation form that's in the description box. You probably have seen me mention it on the community page of my channel. I am very passionate about those activation sessions and the activation form itself. More on that. If you're curious, comment, let me know. I can talk some more about the full pedigree of that activation form. It's quite something. And sooner or later, I will talk about it. So anyways, let's open up the rest of our clarifying tarot cards, and that will give us even more depth to the message that is meant to come through right here, right now. For anyone who is finding this message in their time, right? This message is absolutely timeless. It exists outside of time. And it's our work to trust that. It's our work to trust, like, what can we feel that we can't see yet? You know, and again, I see that very much kind of clarifying this right here, as far as like you're walking away from something because you see this light over the horizon. You can't really see what it is that's glowing so brightly, but you can feel it. And our work in the Mermaid Portal, especially, really always, is to trust what we can feel, trust our intuition, trust our higher selves communicating with us, trust that they have our back, trust that they want the best for us, that we are totally right on time, exactly where we're supposed to be every minute of every single day, that our higher selves, that our spiritual support makes sure of that. And I'm wondering if you know that. You know, Two of Swords, like, I definitely am waking up to my full power. I am, you know, this as a clarifier for the sun, like, that there are pieces that you cannot see, that the Mermaid Portal is absolutely full of the unknown. Like, in the first one, she's got her eyes closed. In the second one, she's got a freaking blindfold on, you know, like, we get it. We can't see what it is. We understand. Thank you. And on the Ten of Swords, check this out. Oh man. The Ten of Swords is clarified by the Death card. Love that. Love that for all of us, because exactly, like, we talked about this in the Radical Rest episode, where you want to leave behind the old world. You want to leave behind the set of circumstances that exists in your old world. But those circumstances are no accident, and they manifested out of a pattern that is inside of you, out of a mindset. The Ten of Swords, like, you know, it's a transformation of our mindset. Like, there were thought patterns of beliefs about yourself that were absolutely getting in your way, and that absolutely, like, it is not those people's fault in your old world. It is your own pattern of thinking about who you are, who you think you are, who you believe yourself to be, what you think your life is, how much you believe you deserve. We hold ourselves back. We have our own experience, and we put somebody else's face on it a lot of the times. And when it comes to being in the Mermaid Portal, the best thing that we can do is to be really clear and open on what it is that we are willing to see inside of ourselves. Because the pattern that attracted the old world circumstances is what has to be extracted if the old is truly going to be left behind. The part of you that attracted it, that brought it to you with your own story about yourself, your own pattern of beliefs about yourself. Like, maybe I get into that. That's really good too. Okay, let's clarify the Tower. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so yeah, we got the Tower, yes, all these lightning strikes, yes, but then we have clarifying at the Ten of Cups. So that is what I'm feeling as well, especially with, you know, like the walking away, the Eight of Cups towards the bright sun. Even though we can't see it, we can feel it, that there is something shifting in what we know about ourselves, right? Like what you believe to be true about yourselves, it is different. than it was 6 months ago. I'm feeling that very strongly, that specifically 6 months ago, there was something that opened up that is just now like if you've seen, I'll put that graphic here on the screen where it's like bamboo takes 5 years to get this big, and then in the next 6 weeks, it gets this big. And that's what this is like, it's taken your whole life to see the little sprout that you got 6 months ago. And now in the last 6 months, you've seen it grow like this, and you're about to see it grow like this. So that's definitely got to come through in the message. So we have 2 more cards. Let us see what they are. Interesting. Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords and we have the 5 of Cups. That is fascinating, and actually really reminds me again of the emotional release that I had in the shower, where basically I was listening to a song by Macklemore called Glorious. I'll link it in the description. Highly recommend. I found that song when I took my first big leap of faith back in, I quit my job in December of 2016, and I manifested my business in like April of 2017. And when, yeah, so that's when I found that song, and I've been like looping around that song and feeling really good within that song for all of the years since then. And today that song came on, and the lyrics of it just like turned something inside of me, and the dam opened. Like, I want to say the dam busted, but it wasn't a demolition kind of feeling. It wasn't a destructive kind of feeling. It felt like the most true reception of my power that I have ever personally felt. And the feeling of it was so good, it hurt. Like, have you ever laughed so hard that your cheeks are like cramping and your stomach is cramping and maybe you pee a little? Like, have you ever been so in the throes of just the joyous, amazing exhilaration that is possible in human form, such that it hurts you? And that was kind of like what this was. It was like, it was so powerful. The tears just had to be weeped out, and I just opened up and I let Source's love basically like come into me fully, and fully, right? Like, as much as I can in this moment. And I trust there's a million more of these moments ready for me as my path unfolds. So yeah, there's a lot of release type work to be done in the Mermaid Portal. And it doesn't surprise me that that is really kind of coming out, as far as like all of this coming into view of like, you don't really need to be able to see the path ahead, because you're really not going there right now. You know, like, releasing the block is all you really have to do, because that reality already exists. The light at the end of the tunnel, the light that you can see or you can feel over the horizon, it already exists. And so to get yourself there is simply to clear the channels, clear the pipelines of your own reception, to open up and allow for that possibility to be real for you. And to do that is really as simple as deconstructing the blocks that would have you believing that it's any other way. Having you believe that, you know, you haven't paid your dues, you haven't earned your stripes, like you need more qualifications. Like, that is like one of the things that pushes my buttons, like where I've personally fallen into this trap, and I see it now. And it's one of my pet peeves, where people will hold themselves back because they need to get certified first. And like, well, I haven't done my certification, I'm not certified. I'm like, excuses, like, quit it with that. You can learn for free. You can learn on the go. You can, I mean, I would be very surprised if we unpacked that, you know, deeper, and find out that that's just not you know, the excuse you're using today to keep yourself away from the thing that you want. You know, like you don't believe you deserve it yet is generally what's underneath. I need more education. You know, I don't trust myself to be good at this without more letters after my name that other people can then reflect to me that like, oh, you must know what you're doing. And because they trust me, then I trust me. Wanting more education, it is seeking external validation. It's not giving yourself the internal validation that is rightfully yours at this point. Like if you would trust your expertise, like open up to your own wisdom, open up to your own shamanic wisdom, your own divine insights and downloads that are regularly coming to you. Trust it. Let it be real. Let it be possible that life wants to open up and rain blessings all over you. Why not you? Why not you? Why not you? For real. And there we go. I think I'm ready. So this was your bonus, and I'm gonna loop back around and make that first part. And thank you so much for being here. It's been awesome to hang out with you. This was really fun. And next time it feels fun, I'll do it again. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to leave a little energy exchange, you can always like the video, leave a comment, respond to another comment down below, find somebody that you can cheer on a little bit, dump a little love on them, like be like, yeah, great job. Like, I love it. I love watching you guys respond to each other in the comments. It's like one of my favorite things. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for taking such a radical risk on yourself as to leave behind something tangible to move into a space simply by knowing that there is something out there for you and that you deserve it. The fact that you're even here means that you have already done the hardest part. The hardest part is over, my friends. And what comes next is delightful in the unfolding and delightful in the fact that we get to be here together. So thank you so much. Until next time, you continue to take such good care of your little mermaid self, and so will I.